you can do as a creative entrepreneur is assimilate to the status quo. And I'm going to show you why this is detrimental to you as a creative, not only for your creativity, but also for your self-trust and the way that you see yourself. And ultimately, it cuts you off from the thing that's going to make you the most successful. Now, I'm going to give you an example of this using Tom Haverford from Parks and Recreation. So Tom is an aesthetic and a divergent creative thinker. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that means that you haven't taken your creative thinking style quiz yet. It's a quiz that I created that shows you how your mind works, which is important because it shows you how you can monetize your creativity. It shows you what industries and fields are best suited for your creative flow. It also helps you with content, creating a rhythm that makes sense for you, but ultimately it shows you how fire you are as a creative. You could take the quiz for free and find out what your style is, and let me know what your results are. But let's get back to Tom. So if you are familiar with Parks and Rec, then you already know Tom Haverford's journey. He is one half of the Treat Yourself crew. He is the person who created Entertainment 720. He had Rent-A-Swag, and the thing that was always true about Tom is that he was a guy who appreciated nice things. He loved taste. He loved being able to be in touch with the culture, and he was able to bring that energy into the Parks and Rec department. You saw it by the way that he took fluoride and turned it into T-Dazzle, then flipped into H2 Flow, and basically tricked the entire town of Pawnee into drinking water with fluoride in it. And ultimately, he ended up becoming the business mogul that he was because he had a moment in his career in the Parks and Rec department where he decided that instead of trying to assimilate into what he believed he was supposed to do and be as a government employee, especially after having multiple failed businesses, he was feeling pretty down about himself at a point. But once he figured out how his creative mind, how his aesthetic thinking and his divergent thinking, his ability to be able to see how to bring different things together and to try different ways to convey an idea and doing it with style and with taste, it made him a valuable member on the Parks and Rec team, and it ultimately led to him finding the thing that he loved to do, which is opening up a bistro, which brings together all the things that he loves. He gets to be a business mogul. He gets to have a restaurant that is the nicest restaurant in Pawnee and ends up turning into a chain of restaurants, all while being Tom Haverford. And this is what I mean when I tell you that the worst thing that you can do is to try to assimilate as a creative, because as creatives, our minds are wired to see the world differently. We bring something new, something different, something innovative and fresh into the world. But with that also comes the draw to shrink when things aren't working the way that you want them to, or when your perspective and your way of doing things is not understood, it's not nurtured, it's not encouraged, and most importantly, when you don't recognize it in yourself, when you don't know what makes you special, when you don't understand how you're wired, and when you don't trust yourself enough to actually go forward with the things that you come up with and the ways that you create solutions and different ways of approaching the problems that we have in everyday situations. And I'm thinking I want to keep this series going with other Parks and Rec characters. So y'all tell me who I should do a profile on next.